as HSPs primarily, because feelings are stuck to us like you would not believe. I mean, our whole concept of life is about feeling life, and some people don't get that.
Be manly and the legends of humanity. Welcome to the Fellowship of Honourable Men and Women Role Models for Boys and Men, because you have the power to be a man in all its glory.
So, one of the questions that I've been asked regularly, actually, is how do we navigate conflicts and finding constructive ways to express our feelings as HSPs primarily, because feelings are stuck to us like you would not believe. I mean, our whole concept of life is about feeling life, and some people don't get that, and that's kind of one of the first lessons that I try to teach people, is that as a highly sensitive person, when you're discussing our sensitivity to a non-sensitive person or a lesser sensitive person, you're just not going to be able to. They will not relate to our sensitivity, no more will we relate to their lack of sensitivity. And please don't get me wrong, like, lower sensitive people are still sensitive. They still have emotions, they still have feelings, but they just aren't as sensitive or highly leveled as ours are. And so trying to express our feelings to another person that doesn't understand how we feel, like a lesser sensitive person, you're wasting your time. You're not going to be able to do that. What we can do is use our highly tuned senses to problem solve. And so obviously navigating conflicts is a problem. We have a problem ahead of us, and we're trying to navigate it and in a constructive way by not necessarily using our feelings, but using our senses. And again, one of our senses is the feelings, but I want to be more explicit on that. All conflict is a problem. I want to emphasize that. If we run into a problem with people, it's mostly with people, or a situation, then we have to tap into our highly tuned senses as highly sensitive people and collect as much data as we possibly can. We, as highly sensitive people, we hold a very valuable instrument within us that we haven't quite figured out yet. A lot of people have shamed it or dismissed it or tried to ignore it. But what I'm encouraging people to do is develop it, bring it to the surface, like explore it and understand it, because it ain't going away. It is part of who you are. So one of the effective measures that I've always done, and then being in industrial construction, which is probably the harshest environment that any highly sensitive person could be in, we deal with problems all the time, and there's usually conflict between people. So I often take an inanimate object, and usually it's a coffee cup or a stapler or something that is just there available to me. And I look at the person and I say to them, I said, I understand we have a problem. So what I would like us to do is look at this problem as this cup. And I would hold the cup between us. And I would say to them that this cup is an inanimate object, which means that it has no feelings or emotions. It cannot get hurt, and it cannot get frustrated. I said, it's just waiting here between us to be solved. So you and I, as people, humans on this planet, we have feelings and we have emotions, and we can get hurt and we can get frustrated. But the reality is we shouldn't let this cup do that to us. And we shouldn't do that to each other, because you're not the problem. I'm not the problem. The cup is the problem. So let's work together and let's see if we can solve the problem without getting frustrated and without getting hurt. And I tell you, man, like 99% of the time when I say that to the person that I'm dealing with, they immediately drop the conflict and they go, yeah, I get it, man. Like I really get that. So separating yourself from the problem and putting that aside because it doesn't have emotions and it doesn't have feelings is the best way that you can resolve and express your feelings to the person that you're engaging with without creating conflict between you two, and direct that conflict or that problem solving energy. It's not a conflict, problem solving energy on the actual problem itself.
Before you go, you're invited to continue the Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity journey. Subscribe to our YouTube and become a patron, where you can become a courageous crusader, a wise warrior, a daring dynamo, and even an ascending avenger. Here you'll find all the tools to become a man in all its glory. We're honoured to walk side by side with you on this extraordinary adventure. Together, we're unleashing the full power of manhood, creating a better world for everyone.